My husband gave his brother $35,000 without asking me on a Wednesday afternoon in November. I found out 3 days later when I was reviewing our joint account statements and noticed a withdrawal that made my heart stop. $35,000. Transfer to Terrence Richardson. I stared at the screen for a long moment, certain there had been some kind of mistake. "Marcus," I called out, keeping my voice steady. "Can you come here?" He appeared in the doorway of the home office, coffee cup in hand. "What's up? What's this withdrawal for $35,000? His face did something complicated. Guilt, quickly masked by defensiveness. Terrence needed help. Business emergency. His company was about to go under without a cash injection. "You gave your brother $35,000? He's family. He was desperate. And you didn't think to discuss this with me first?" "There wasn't time. He needed the money immediately. I made a decision." "You made a decision about $35,000 of our joint savings without consulting your wife?" "I knew you'd react like this. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm reacting like this because you just gave away a third of our savings without asking me." "It's not giving away. It's a loan. He'll pay it back." "When?" "When his business stabilizes. He said probably a year." "Probably a year. And you believed him?" "He's my brother, Vivian. Family helps family." I sat back in my chair, processing. Family helps family. He had said it like a principle, like a value we shared, like it explained everything and excused everything. But I couldn't help noticing that when he said family, he meant his family, his brother, his blood, not me. I was the wife who didn't get consulted, the partner whose opinion didn't matter, the person who could be informed after the fact because the real family, the blood family, came first. "Fine," I said quietly. "Fine? That's it? What else is there to say? The money is already gone. Terrence has it. Arguing won't bring it back." Marcus looked relieved. He had expected a bigger fight. "I knew you'd understand. You're always so reasonable." "I try to be." He kissed the top of my head and walked out, already forgetting the conversation. I sat in the silence of the home office, staring at the account balance, and I started planning. My name is Vivienne Adeyemi Harrison. I'm 39 years old. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, the daughter of Nigerian immigrants who built a successful import business from nothing. My parents taught me many things about money, about marriage, about the difference between what people say and what they mean. "When someone tells you who you are to them," my mother used to say, "believe them, not the words they use, the actions they take." Marcus had just told me exactly who I was to him, someone who could be excluded from major financial decisions because she wasn't really family, not the same family as Terrence, not blood. I understood the message perfectly. Now I would teach him what it really meant. The 18 months that followed were an education in patience. I didn't fight with Marcus about the money, didn't bring it up repeatedly, didn't hold it over his head or use it as ammunition in other arguments. I simply observed, and I prepared. The first thing I did was separate my finances. Not completely, that would have raised suspicion. But I started routing my bonuses and freelance income into a personal account Marcus didn't know existed. A lesson my mother had taught me. Always have money he can't see. Over 18 months, I accumulated $127,000 in that account. My salary was higher than Marcus realized. I had never corrected his assumptions, and my side consulting work brought in more than he knew. The second thing I did was document everything. Every time Marcus mentioned Terrence's business recovery, every vague promise about repayment, every excuse about why the money couldn't be returned yet, I kept a timeline, a record, a file, not for divorce, not yet, but for understanding, for clarity. The third thing I did was wait. I knew that eventually the universe would present an opportunity for Marcus to understand what he had done, what family helps family really meant when applied equally. I just had to be patient. The opportunity came 18 months later, almost to the day. My brother David called me on a Tuesday evening. His voice was strained. "Vivienne, I need help. I hate to ask, but I don't know what else to do." "What's wrong?" "The restaurant is struggling. We had 3 bad months in a row. I need $10,000 to make payroll this month, or I'm going to have to lay off half my staff. David had started his restaurant 5 years ago. It was his dream, a Nigerian fusion place in downtown Baltimore that had gotten great reviews and built a loyal customer base. But the pandemic had hit him hard, and recovery had been slower than expected. How much do you need? $10,000 would get me through. I can pay it back in 6 months. I have a catering contract starting in the spring that's going to bring in good money. Let me talk to Marcus and call you back. Thank you, Viv. I really appreciate it. I hung up and found Marcus in the living room, watching football. David needs help. His restaurant is struggling. He needs $10,000 to make payroll. Marcus didn't look away from the TV. We can't afford it. We can't afford $10,000? We're still recovering from, the money to Terrence. Our savings aren't where they should be. The money to Terrence that he was supposed to pay back in about a year? That was 18 months ago? Has he paid back anything? He's working on it. The business is still stabilizing. So your brother gets $35,000 without question, but my brother can't get 10. That's different. How? Terrence he's blood, and his situation was more urgent. David is about to lay off half his staff. Then he should have managed his business better. I can't bail out everyone. I felt something cold settle in my chest. Family helps family, I said quietly. Isn't that what you told me? This is different. You're right, it is different. Terrence got $35,000. David is asking for 10. That's $25,000 less. And yet somehow we can't afford it. Marcus finally looked at me, annoyance flickering across his face. I don't want to fight about this. The answer is no. We're not giving David $10,000. We're not giving him anything? We're not. I nodded slowly. You're right, I said. Family helps family. Then I walked to the home office, opened my personal laptop, and wrote my brother a check for $35,000, the exact amount Marcus had given Terrence without asking me. I called David back. I'm sending you $35,000. What? Vivian, I only need 10. Take the 35. Use 10 for payroll. Put the rest toward whatever else you need. Equipment, repairs, marketing. Consider it an investment in your success. I can't accept that much. Yes, you can. You've built something real, David. Something you should be proud of. Let me help you protect it. He was silent for a moment. Thank you, Viv. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. Just take care of yourself and your staff. That's all I want. I mailed the check the next morning, and I waited for Marcus to discover what I had done. It took 2 weeks. Marcus had a habit of checking account balances at the end of each month, one of the few financial responsibilities he actually maintained. I was in the kitchen making dinner when I heard him call out from the office, "Vivienne, can you come here?" His voice sounded strange, tight. I dried my hands and walked to the office doorway. What's up? What is this account? He was staring at his laptop screen, face pale. This account with your name on it. Why does it have over $90,000 in it? Oh, that's my personal savings account. Your personal... Since when do you have a personal savings account? Since about 18 months ago. After you gave Terrence $35,000 without consulting me. His face went from pale to red. You've been hiding money from me? I've been saving money separately. There's a difference. How much was in here before? Before what? Before whatever you did. The balance history shows a withdrawal of $35,000 2 weeks ago. Where did that money go? I leaned against the door frame, keeping my expression calm. I gave it to my brother. You gave $35,000 to David? Yes. Without asking me? He needed help. There wasn't time to discuss it. I made a decision. I paused. Sound familiar? Marcus's hands were shaking. Actually shaking. That's completely different. How? How is it different? Your brother needed money for a business emergency. My brother needed money for a business emergency. You gave yours $35,000. I gave mine $35,000. But that was our joint savings, which you gave away without consulting me. This was my personal savings, money I earned and set aside specifically because I learned I couldn't trust you to include me in financial decisions. You've been hiding money from me for 18 months? I've been protecting money for 18 months. After you showed me that family helps family only applies to your family. Terrence is different. Why? Because he's blood? Because he's a Richardson? Because my family doesn't count as real family in your mind? Marcus had no answer. You told me we couldn't afford to help David with $10,000. $10,000. While your brother still owes us $35,000 that he's shown no intention of repaying. So I helped David myself. With my own money. Money you didn't even know existed. How much do you make, Vivian? How much have you been hiding from me? I haven't been hiding my income. You've just never asked. You assumed we made similar amounts. You assumed what I contributed to our joint account was my full salary. You never bothered to learn the truth. What is the truth? I make $185,000 a year, plus consulting income, plus bonuses. I've been saving the difference for years, first just as security, then as insurance, after you showed me I couldn't rely on you to protect our shared finances. The number hit him like a physical blow. 185. You make more than me? Significantly more. I always have. You just never asked. He sat in silence, processing. You should have told me. You should have asked me before giving $35,000 to your brother. We both did things we should have done. The difference is, I learned from what you did. You apparently learned nothing. What does that mean? It means that when you said, family helps family, you meant your family, your brother, your blood. I was just the wife who could be informed after the fact, so I became the wife who handles her own family, with her own money, on her own terms. This isn't fair. You're right, it isn't. But you set the rules, Marcus. I'm just playing by them. I turned and walked back to the kitchen. Behind me, I heard him still sitting at the computer, staring at the account balance that had revealed how little he actually knew about his own wife. The aftermath was complicated. Marcus was furious for weeks. He felt betrayed by my secret savings. He felt humiliated that I earned more than him. He felt like I had been playing a long game, waiting to spring this trap. He wasn't entirely wrong, but I refused to apologize. You had 18 months to make this right, I told him during one of our many arguments. 18 months to push Terrence to repay even part of the loan. 18 months to acknowledge that what you did was wrong. Instead, you told me we couldn't afford to help my brother with less than a third of what you gave yours. I was trying to protect our finances. You were protecting your family while dismissing mine. That's not the same thing. We went to couples counseling. It helped somewhat. Marcus had to confront his assumption that his family of origin was more important than the family we had built together. He had to acknowledge that family helps family was a principle he applied selectively. I had to confront my own choices, the secrecy, the long game, the deliberate revelation designed for maximum impact. We both had work to do. The marriage survived, barely. Terrence eventually paid back $15,000 of the $35,000, less than half, and only after Marcus finally pressured him when our counselor pointed out the double standard. David paid back the full $35,000 within 8 months. His restaurant recovered, and the catering contract brought in more money than he expected. He insisted on repaying every penny, even when I told him he didn't have to. Family helps family, he said when he handed me the final check, but family also keeps their word. The irony wasn't lost on either of us. My mother visited after everything had settled. She sat in my kitchen, in the home I had helped pay for with money my husband never knew I had, and listened to the whole story. "You did what I would have done," she said when I finished. "Did I do the right thing?" "You did the honest thing. You showed him the truth about his own values. Whether that was right depends on what you do with the truth now. We're still together. We're trying." Is he learning? Slowly. He's starting to understand that marriage means one family, not his family plus mine as an afterthought. Good. That's the only way forward. She paused. And the savings account? Still separate. That's not changing. Smart girl. You taught me well, she smiled. I taught you to protect yourself. You figured out the rest on your own. If this story resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and whether you've ever had to show someone that their rules apply to everyone, including themselves. Like and subscribe for more stories about fairness, family, and the power of keeping your own score. Family helps family. He said it when he gave his brother $35,000 without asking me. 18 months later, my brother needed $10,000. My husband said, "We can't afford it." I looked at him and replied, "You're right. Family helps family." Then I wrote my brother a check for $35,000 from my personal account, the one he didn't know existed. When he saw the balance, his hands shook. "You've been hiding money from me? I've been protecting it. Since you showed me your family comes first." He set the rules. I just played by them.